Hello Futties, you know I'm more about the gameplay than actually trading, and something like bronze pack method doesn't mean anything for me, but fortunately I got an expert on today. So welcome Daniel Wimbush, who's going to teach you everything there is to know about the bronze pack method.
Hello everybody, Dan Wimbush here from Foot in Review and Wimby86 on Twitch, here to talk you through the pros and cons, the do's and don'ts of the bronze pack method. Now, if you're completely unfamiliar with the concept, it is very simply a way of opening bronze packs to either enhance your club with players or to make a few coins. Now, there are various different ways to do it. There are lots of great content creators out there who will have their own slight quirks and different ways of getting this done. However, this is the way I've been doing it since I've been playing FIFA for the last 3 or 4 years, and it has served me well. Over the course of the video, I'll go along with some of the things that have changed as I've been doing bronze pack method over the years, and especially with FIFA 23, because we've had one major change, which in my opinion is certainly for the worse, which is the abolition, the removal of league SBCs. And I'll explain a little bit later why that has played such a big part. But look, the best way for me to go through this is to open up a few bronze packs and show you what I would do and how it can earn you money. So there is only one kind of bronze pack these days, is the premium bronze pack. It will cost you 750 coins. Let's open one up, see what we get. It's not Kylian Mbappe. Unfortunately, it is simply a centre-back from Romania. It's really hard to tell from the animation whether it's a common or a rare. We'll be able to see a bit better when we see it. It is unfortunately just a common, a Chim from the Romanian league, Voluntari being the club. So, on first opening, there are 2 cards within this that might well yield us some coins, and I'll explain why. Tamas being the first. Now, the big reason why he may earn us coins is because he is French, he comes from a top 8 nation, and he plays in Ligue 1, which is one of the top 5 leagues. Top 5 leagues, of course, being from Spain, Germany, England, Italy, and France. And the top 8 nations, I believe, are Argentina, Brazil, England, France, Italy, Germany, Portugal, and I think the Netherlands. Again, apologies if I've got one of those. But if you go to top 8 when you're searching by clubs or for players, those are the ones that come up. Why are they particularly more valuable? Well, it's all to do with chemistry. And chemistry is one of the big reasons why you will be making coins, hopefully, from the bronze pack method, because SBCs are released that require a certain amount of chemistry. Often, their team rating requirements might be quite low. So, for example, we had a Winter Wildcard SBC released last night that got you a token. I believe the rating was 65. It was a minimum overall team rating of 65. The chemistry, I think, was 14. Now, 14 chemistry means that you don't need to get a lot of players from the same nations or leagues together to be able to get that. However, if it was upwards of, say, 20 going towards 30, suddenly you need a lot of players from the same nations, same clubs, same leagues. EA can often throw extra hurdles in the way by saying, for example, maximum or a minimum, should I say, of 5 leagues. So if you need a lot of high chemistry and you need lots of different leagues, well, you generally tend to turn to specific nations. And that is where the top 8 nations come into play, because there are French players that play in leagues all over the world. And this is where we make profit, because most people opening their rewards, for example, there are not a lot of gold players, gold French players from, say, the 2nd division in France, or the 2nd division in Spain, or the 3rd division in England, for example. However, adding those players to a SBC that needs 5 different leagues suddenly gets you over the line. So, you know, people will have like their 7, say if it does need 5 leagues, people might have 6 French players from Ligue 1. Maybe they've then got 1 from the Premier League, 1 from Spain, 1 from Italy, and they still need 2 other separate leagues. Suddenly, that French player who plays in Romania becomes very important to get you that requirement. And especially if there's something like a token or a really good pack, for example, people are going to go out of their way to get those players. They will often overpay as well, because they're keen to get the SBC done quickly. So in Tamas's example here, he is playing in Ligue 1, he is French, so probably not quite as high a value as if he was playing elsewhere, but If we have a look, within the last 15 minutes of auctions expiring, 450 coins is the cheapest one available. If we go towards the second page, maybe there's one on sale for, yeah, there's a couple on sale for 300, 350. However, I would feel pretty confident listing this card up for 400 coins and having him go. He probably won't go instantly, but before the hour is up, I feel pretty confident he's going to go. So immediately, if he sells for 400 coins, I've made half of the price of this pack back. Achim, let's have a look at his price. Now, this is a quirky card, and it's quite a fortunate example here. Within 15 minutes, there is no card on the market for less than 500 coins. We go up to half an hour. Again, you have to go to around the 36-minute mark, and there is one at 350. So, for whatever reason, this card looks like it is selling because there are none on the market for the base rate, which is 200 coins, within 15 minutes to go. So, I would be able to list this one up. I'm not going to be greedy. I'm going to list it up for, say, 250 coins and see if he sells. Now, you might be asking, well, why is a random Romanian bronze centre-back selling for anything above discard? The reason is SBC solutions, particularly those posted on Futbin. Remember when you first logged into FIFA 23, you had the basic and the advanced SBCs to do. A lot of them have funky chemistry requirements, needing different leagues. All it takes is for a Romanian centre-back to be in one of those solutions, and people either buy it if it is that specific player, or sometimes they'll look for an alternative. And it might just be that there is an SBC solution out there that needs a bronze Romanian centre-back. So, and that's the most popular solution right now. And so all Romanian bronze centre-backs will be boosted up a little. That is why it is always worth your time, if you do have it, to just check the price of every player. I always advise that sort of 15-minute window. Have a look at what cards are going for. If you see loads of cards, and we'll have a look here, the Polish goalkeeper here might provide us with a good example, and it does. If we look, there are several of these cards on for 200 coins that haven't even got a bid on, that all expire within 15 minutes. So I could feel pretty confident that this card isn't going to sell. Now, if I list it enough, it might do, because people always buy bronze cards for just completing upgrades and just the odd SBC at 200 coins. But the chances are I'm going to have to list this a lot, and it's just going to take up transfer list space. So in this example, especially because I already have him, I am just going to quick sell. Now, the other player here is a Dutch right back who plays in the Eredivisie. This card I would feel confident that will sell for 200 coins because, again, he is from a combination, he's from a top 8 nation. The Eredivisie, not in that big 5 leagues, but it's in that little tier just below because it has a lot of gold cards. Players do often complete SBCs with Netherlands, with Eredivisie based players. So, again, I don't believe by the looks of it there is anything within 250 coins. Looks like the cheapest one within 15 minutes. So I would be able to list this one up, I think, for 250 coins. The alternative, if I had lots of coins, and I'm in the fortunate position right now where I do, I could just stash that away, because there might be an SBC that comes out over the next few days that requires, say, 1 or 2 leagues only and 30 chemistry, and that then might boost up the demand for players from singular particular leagues. So there is nothing wrong with stashing some of these players and waiting for a particular period where they may boom. Now, let's talk about the cosmetic items that come within these packs. 9 times out of 10, or 99 times out of 100 even, none of these are going to sell. You're just going to get your discard price back. There are a few exceptions. I believe it's Bohemians, get my words out, in the League of Ireland have a Bob Marley inspired away kit that sells for a lot of coins. However, most kits are worth nothing, most badges are worth nothing. If you see something that stands out, if it's got a really funky design like that Bob Marley, it may be worth having a look, and again using that kind of 15-minute rule of thumb to see whether it sells. Now this, it's got one with 2 minutes to go, it's going for 200. It's not got too many, but at this stage in the game, people just aren't listing, but you can see no one is bidding on this kit. I'll get rid of it. Tranmere Rovers. Again, this might be one that I would have a go at, but there's still 2 or 3 pages of it, and I don't want to take up my list space. So I'm just going to release that, quick sell that. And Odisha FC, again, lots on for 200, I'm going to get rid. Contracts, don't really go for anything. You might get one in a Blue Moon over Weekend League, but generally they're not going to sell. Same with manager contracts as well, so we'll just get rid of all of that. So hopefully, with those 2 players selling, I will have at least made 750, 800 coins, and I've been able to get a couple of players into the club as well. So let's go open another pack and see what we get. Hopefully a rare. This is a Connable card again, and this will be the good point to talk about League SBCs. Now, in FIFA's previous, they had these things called League SBCs. Originally, you had to complete clubs from all across that division. So the Premier League, for example, you had to complete 20 different squads. At the end of it, you got packs all along the way for each squad you did. At the end of it, you got a very big pack, usually a desirable, tradable one. And going back to FIFA 20, you used to get a player as well. If you completed the League SBC, you got a high-rated player as well. The player got removed, I think, in FIFA 21. And by FIFA 22, leagues weren't having to complete every club. It was just, complete. I think there were like 4 sections in FIFA 22. FIFA 23, unfortunately, has seen no League SBCs released at all. Whether they come back, we're not sure. It's not looking good, but we can't 100% rule it out. EA have not commented either way. So the Connable Sudamericana used to be one of those League SBCs. So these 2 cards here at the end would have been quite valuable because I could have then used them for the League SBC. That then would have generated packs. So chances are that I could have also sold them because they would have been desirable. And also, or just kept them in the club to use myself. Now, you might think, wait a minute, Dan. These cards are going for 1,400 coins with less than 15 minutes left. Unfortunately, the reason for that is because they have a minimum starting point of 1,300 coins. So nobody's buying these cards. It's just the way it is. So unfortunately, these guys are pretty worthless. I have them already tradable, so I'm just going to quick sell them. We'll go back to the front of the pack. We have a player from the Netherlands who plays outside of his home league. So going back to what I said earlier with needing players from off leagues and good nations, this one might turn out to be valuable. And as you can see, he's not selling for 200 coins. 26 minutes you have to go to get one at 200. So I'd feel pretty confident that would sell. However, I'm going to keep him because I think that there might be a point in time where that is more valuable. And if we look at Lillenberg here from the Swedish league, unfortunately, lots on offer for 200 coins within 15 minutes. He's not going to be worth anything. However, I'm just going to stash him because I will then use him in an upgrade, which I will show you very shortly. Contracts, get rid of. This kit, again, quite a few out there for 200 coins. Not going to bother. The badges, no. This one's a rare theme, but again, not going for anything. So unfortunately, those are nothing. I'm making 183 coins back in quick selling. I have 2 players. One who I know would sell for, say, 200 coins. And the other who is unfortunately not worth anything. As I have a cup of tea. So, they're going to stash away in the club. They're going to be quick sold. We'll open one more pack. And see what we get. Again, I think that's a rare, but it's so hard to tell. It is Whitfield from Barrow. It is a rare. So, rare left wings. Now, left wing, right, LMs, RMs, RWs, and LWs, left wingers, right wingers, left midfield, right midfield, tend to do well because they're needing a lot of solutions. Now, this card looks like it's going well. So, there is nothing below 450 coins within the time limit. So, I'm going to list this card up for 450 and see if it sells. Another Romanian league player, this time a goalkeeper. Now, as you can see, for whatever reason, Romanian players right now all seem to be listed quite high. So obviously there is a solution where people are using Romanian players. I think I'll list this up for around 500 coins and see how we get on. And we'll look at Tagseth from, I think that's Rosenborg. Again, this might be one that sells because we're going through within 15 minutes and there's nothing. You have to go sort of around the half an hour mark before we start getting to cards for 250, 300. I'll list him up for 250 and just see if he sells. Again, not going to go to the contracts. East Bengal looks like a nice kit, but not doing it. I'm not even going to look through any of these. And we get a nice 100 coins at the end of it. So hopefully we've made our money back on that one. Let's do one more for good luck. Skip the animation, I'm sorry guys. Not even a rare, so that's a disappointing pack for us. So we've got Vustinger, who looks like plays certainly from Australia, in the Austrian League. Yeah. Again, we'll go through. Quite a few for 200 within 15 minutes, so he's not going to sell. Nagoma, a right winger, so might have a bit more joy, but unfortunately lots going for 250. A Swiss goalkeeper, again, not great. Now managers. I believe that South Korean managers do very well this year. Brazil managers do very, very well if you get a bronze Brazil manager. So again, just look, always worth having a look. Irish managers, unfortunately, quite plentiful. So unfortunate from a coin making point of view. So he's not going to be worth anything. So we'll quick sell the contracts. Charlton badge. Badges don't show up on the market, do they? Yeah, I think there's a quirk on the console with badges. I don't think that Gillingham and Charlton badges are going to sell, so I'll get rid of them. Get rid of all of that. So 230 coins in discard values, and hopefully at some point I can make some money off either these or they'll go into an upgrade, but that's a bit of an L, unfortunately. And that is a good point to stress here. Bronze pack method is not one where you're going to make coins instantly. You're not going to be able to spend 20 minutes doing this and earn 100,000 coins. It just doesn't happen. The idea is that, as you can see, I'm making enough money through selling players to offset the cost of these packs. I'm also stashing players away in my club that I will use for upgrades. And hopefully over time, those upgrades bring more value into my club. And also there are players that I'll be stashing that might spike. So for example, the Dutch right back. There might come a point where Dutch right backs become very valuable and I can sell him for say 1,000 coins. So right now I might only be able to sell him for 200. But in the future, if I sell him for 1,000, well that's paid for a bronze pack and a half from a previous time. So it's all about making up that money over time and cashing in when the time is right. And I said this is a great time right now because with tokens being behind SBCs, everybody wants these winter wildcard tokens, so people will be jumping through whatever hoops they need to. So one final pack then. We have Mbaye from, I believe that's the Norwegian League. And again, this looks like it might be a bit of a quirky card because we go within 15 minutes and there's only, well, for a start, there's only 4 on the market within 15 minutes. There's none below 450 coins and one already has a bid on at 150 coins. So the chances are that this will sell. Again, it might just be in a solution. We'll list it up for 250 coins and see what we get. Again, a Dutch cam. You can see I could probably sell him for 200 coins. There's only, I think, 3 within 15 minutes. But I'm going to stash him for another day. Being a Reading fan, of course I get an Oxford Stadium theme. And again, Bulls don't sell either. Let's have a look. Donnarumma. Again, we'll go within 15 minutes. There's a couple, but I would feel, simply because he's Italian, and again, fullbacks sell quite well, I could probably list this for 200 coins, and within a few relistings it would sell. So, as it turns out, I've only got 1 space left on my transfer list, so it's a good time. Let's just put him on there for 200 coins. We'll see if he sells. And the Chinese League player. Again, probably if I had some space, I could probably list him, but I'm just going to discard. And I will stash him away. So, as you can see, I've been stashing a few of these players, and you might think, well, why are you stashing them? Why are you not just quick selling them? The reason is because they can then go into upgrades. And that is how you can turn a bronze player into a gold rare player and potentially even a promo player. Because you can do these things called the bronze upgrade. Now, this just requires 11 bronze players. They can be from any position. There's 0 chemistry, so I could put 11 bronze goalkeepers in here right now. At the end of it, I get 2 silver players, 1 common, 1 rare. Again, might be good for doing my SBCs, But if they're from, again, less popular, what we call off leagues and off nations, so, you know, for example, Senegalese players, there's not so many out there that if there is a 30 chem requirement on SBC, people, you know, would turn to Senegal being a good nation because they're, you know, they don't have as many players on the game. Or I'm trying to think of another, maybe someone like Paraguay, for example. There's not too many Paraguay players on the game, so people don't turn to them when they need 11 Paraguay players, for example. So if I have off-league players, so if I was looking for a silver player to put into this, for example, I don't have that many in my club, but I would maybe put Holt in from the SPFL, because a lot of people don't really go to the Scottish leagues to do so. I'll just do all, because again my club's a little bit empty at the moment. But if I was looking to pick a player here, again I might go from Zoltic, who's Bosnian from the Portuguese league. I could go for the South Korean player, just as an example. When I have 11 of those, you'd submit them. That in turn gets you 3 gold common players. Then when you have 11 gold common players, you can do this upgrade, the gold upgrade, which gets you 2 rare gold players. You can also, if you've got a time sensitive upgrade SBC, for example, we've got the 81 plus double upgrade going on right now, you can put your cards in there. So it's going to be a long process. So to do 1 silver upgrade, you're going to need 11 bronze commons, which might probably be 4 or 5 packs worth of, you know, players that you don't need. You're then going to need to complete that silver upgrade 6 times just to do 1 silver upgrade. You're then going to need to do, you know, that gets you two silver players. So do it 6 times to get 3 gold common players. You'll then need to do that 4 times to complete 1 gold upgrade. So you can see how it's going to add up. Now, we need to do 6 silver upgrades to get 1 set of 3. You know, you're going to be there a while. And this illustrates why the bronze pack method is going to be a time-consuming process for little instant reward. The goal here, as I said, is to have something that will make you coins over the long term and will very slowly build your club up without a lot of risk involved. So, again, if you're someone that doesn't like the grind, that doesn't like the menus, I would very much say don't get yourself into this. However, if you're someone that just, you know, is happy to spend 30 minutes while you're watching a show or something, opening up a few bronze packs, this will help you. This will help you over the course of FIFA 23 to get SBCs done, to make a few coins here and there. And if we do get League SBCs back, the equation completely changes and I probably have to record a different video. But hopefully that's proved useful. We'll pop back to the transfer list just to see if anything is sold. I did do a few cards earlier, and as you can see, I've got 3 sales from players from my pack so far. I sold that Romanian centre back. He went for 250 coins. I sold the Norwegian goalkeeper, the Senegalese goalkeeper from Norway for 250 coins. And from a pack I opened earlier, I got a German centre forward from the 3rd tier, and he sold for 450 coins as well. So you can see it works. These players do sell. And again, I opened up a few packs earlier. I did list a kit, not doing particularly well, but I've still got 10 minutes at least on a lot of these auctions. So hopefully they will sell in time. Always, I would say list for an hour. And again, undercut where you possibly can. You can be a bit greedier if you've got more time and coins available. But there you go. Look, hopefully that answers all of the questions on this. Again, if you want to hit me up, I am at Wimby on Twitter. You can find me hosting the Foot in Review podcast. Check us out wherever you listen to your shows. And I'm on Twitch at Wimby86. But hopefully you found this informative. Again, lots of great content creators out there who specialise in the bronze pack method. So if you put BPM into Twitter, you will hopefully stumble across a few of those. Hopefully you found this useful. And until then, take care. Post-credit scene for this video. I thought I would just pop back on because over the course of just compiling some notes and getting ready to send off to the lovely editor that is known as John, head of Foot Coaching. Thought I'd just pop back quickly onto the game just to see update the transfer list, see how it's gone. And again, hopefully this gives you a good example of how this method works and how you can make coins. Because as you can see, we've now sold 9 items. This is all within an hour of me starting this whole process. And as you can see, they've gone for, even the kit managed to sell for 150 coins. Went for min bid, but every little helps. As you saw, we saw the 3 players sold earlier. That Dutch right back did indeed sell. We had a French league centre back sell 400 coins. Kanate, who was a card I opened in a pack earlier, he went for 650. And again, a couple more French players sold as well. So my coin balance roughly about the same as when I started this process. And again, there are still a few things on the transfer list and players in my club that I'm going to sell later. So hopefully this shows you how you will at least make your money back and it will boost your club in the long term. So again, hope you found it all helpful and I will speak to you all again soon.